I'll be showing you how to make a do-it-yourself solar oven. For this project, you will need a shoebox, regular size, any size doesn't really matter. You will need a sharp knife or a box cutter, a Sharpie, scissors, a ruler, foil, plastic wrap, a black piece of paper, construction or any type of black paper you can find, and you will also need tape. Optional is shiny reflective tape, because that will help make things a lot hotter. Another optional thing is protractor if you want to be more exact, and to see if the whole thing is working you can also use a thermometer. Let's begin. The first thing you want to do for this project is take the part where it opens and tape it around all the edges where it actually opens and stuff like that. And I'll get back to that. Alright, so now that I've taped every crevice of the box, because after I started taping this I was thinking that you should probably tape the crevices so that you can conserve as much heat as possible if you want this solar oven to do well. So now, you wanted to tape the lid because we don't really need this lid, and now what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over, you're going to have it on the bottom, and here's where the ruler and the marker and the protractor all come into play. This is going to be the door of your solar oven. So from each corner I would suggest going 2 inches away. Now since I'm always particular about things, this is where the protractor comes in handy, so I can measure at a 45-degree angle. And then that'll give me exactly 2 inches away from each corner. Anyways, I will get to this and I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done tracing it in and how that works. So I might actually speed this up, if not, oh well. So basically, just take the protractor, line it up with this, and make sure I have some dots somewhere. Here we go. This gets tricky. So what you want to do is you want to line it up on each corner. You can't really see it over here, but you'll be able to see it over here. You want to line it up on each corner. At the same time, you want to measure exactly 2 inches away. There we go. So basically, 45-degree angle leads out 2 inches right here. So you'll be able to see it right here what I'm doing. So basically, take this black line on the protractor, can't quite see if you can see that there, but take the black line, line it up with the actual edge of the box, put the hole of the protractor over the corner, and then line this up to where it meets a 45-degree angle, and then measure, of course, 2 inches out from that circle. And then you should have a pretty good measurement where it is. So now I've just did the diagonals of the box, so it should look like there's a dot there and a dot there, and then I'll finish doing this. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now that I have put each point 2 inches away from the corners using the protractor and the marker, we can now, and then I use the ruler to trace between each point. So now here's where your box cutter or sharp knife comes in handy. So what you want to do is you want to have this short side and this short side definitely cut. One of these sides will have to be cut and the other one will have to be closed. So it doesn't really matter which side you do it. So from here, I'll just cut this side. So you just want to be careful with the knife so you don't cut off your finger, because that will suck. one side. And this is actually what your door is going to be. This is going to become your door. So there's two sides, and then one more side. That's all three sides. Now what you want to do is you want to figure out a way to open this. So using a knife, let's pry that open. So this is what's going to be your door. Now what I'm going to end up doing is I'm probably going to take this ruler, put it across this line and fold back so that it will open and close properly. If it doesn't open and close properly, it doesn't have to be perfect. So now, what you want to do is, now that we have this, you want to take this lid, you want to open it, and you want to measure this whole lid, this whole rectangle, and then you want to tape it. Well, you want to tape foil to it. You want to take your tape and you want to tape the foil to it. If you're using non-reflective tape, you would want the foil to wrap around it a little bit, and then you could tape on the outside. Because then if you tape it on the inside, then right here, then it won't be reflecting as much sun into the oven, and that will have an outcome of less heat, which you want as much heat as you can possibly get. So I'll come back when I'm done doing that. One thing that you might want to notice whenever you cut your foil is that what you want to do is, whenever you tape it to the box, you want to have the most reflective side facing into the box. If you tape it and the most reflective side is facing the actual lid, then it's not going to work. So okay, so I just got done got done taping the foil onto the lid. The shiniest part is facing you guys. And I also use the reflective tapes here, so that will also give it a good shine. Another fact is that all you need to do is take a random standard black paper and put it in the bottom. Because what happens now is that this will absorb all the sunlight that this is directing into it. So what's going to be happening is, first you're going to be angling this to where all of the sunlight is hitting this and bouncing down onto your black paper, so it's absorbing as much light as possible. Now, what you want to do now is you want to tape every part of the inside except for the black or tape foil to the inside. One nice thing to do before you actually finish the foil is to make a door in the back. Because right here in the front, the lid is off, and putting a door in it with the foil is just a lot more of a pain, and you'll end up probably ruining a lot more foil than you want. So you can just close that door, leave it just barely hanging open on just a little bit, to where you can actually pull it back again. And what you want to do is cut open that door, and the back doesn't really have to be that big, just enough to put whatever you want inside. Okay, now that you're done with the hard part, which is basically, here I'll show you the inside of it. Basically, here's one wall of it. Here's the underside of it. I've gotten everything. It looks decent, I guess. It could have been better, but I didn't have enough time. So the inside looks like it. Nothing special. So basically, there we go. Here's where the sunlight's gonna go in. On the back, you can see where I cut this out. Doesn't have to be exactly for anything. And basically, now all you really need to do is put plastic wrap over this, and I'll come back to you when I have that. Okay. So now that I have this on here, basically that's the solar oven. So basically, you want to take what I did was I took plastic wrap and I put it right over the top of this lid, so that the sun can go in and it'll trap heat. And for this, I realized I had clear Scotch tape. And that'll probably work best because the heat will come in and it'll hit this red box and also absorb the most heat. As if I were to use my plastic reflective tape, or not plastic but metal reflective tape, it would probably be reflecting more and not getting more heat into the box as much as you would actually like. So for the maximum amount of heat inside your box, you'd probably want to use the plastic tape. On the outside, I'd probably use plastic tape as well, because it's just going to make it a lot easier, and it's going to help trap in the most amount of heat. So basically what I'm going to do is show you how this is. So basically whenever you're done, you can just shut it like that, open it like this. If you hear that cracking, that's just the tape over there. It's just Scotch, so it's cracking. And then the inside of it, this is where you will put your stuff. And then your stuff will fit right here. But if you look up, you will see plastic wrap and stuff like that. So basically, yeah. That's how to make your own solar oven. And whenever you go outside and try using one of these, you want to make sure that this is reflecting the light at an angle to where it goes down. So you can adjust this up and down, whichever way you actually need it to be. Put your objects or anything inside there, and yeah, that's just about it. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is how to make a solar oven.